We're going to talk now about Donald Trump, the former US president, to launch a new media company with its own social media app called Truth Social. Now, this announcement comes 9 months after he was expelled from many social media channels for his alleged role in inciting a deadly insurrection at the US Capitol.
Well, in a statement, Donald Trump said, "We live in a world where the Taliban has a huge presence on Twitter, yet your favourite American president has been silenced. This is unacceptable." His efforts have so far raised roughly $293 million in cash, not a small sum, and it's going to launch a soft launch of the app next month.
Yep, joining us in the studio to talk about this is Greg Swenson, chairman of the Republicans Overseas UK. Greg, really good to have you with us on
nice to be here
breakfast
again,
this morning. What do you think then about Donald Trump launching this Truth app?
Well, I think it's a good idea. I'm not sure it will work. You know, as we all know, it's a very crowded space right now. So,
what does working mean?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure it will be successful. It will be successful at reaching his audience and his supporters. I don't think he has much of a problem doing that anyway. Yeah. But it's more, the real question is, will people use it? And we've seen a lot of competitors come into the space and a lot of critics about Twitter and Facebook, and yet those of us who criticize Twitter are right back on it, you know, the next day. So I'm not sure, but I think he's got a valid reason to launch it because of, you know, he's been banned or censored from the other platforms.
You don't think that was the right thing to do?
Well, I think it is the right thing to do. I'm not sure it's the perfect solution, but something had to be done. You know, the easiest would be for Twitter to let him back on. The censorship from Twitter is troubling, and I think that the former president, has a good point to make that, you know, that's not good for democracy. Not only is it not good for him, but it's not good for the voting process. And that censorship during the election, for example, when the New York Post, the country's oldest newspaper, came out with really credible information, which was later validated by the media, but was censored by Twitter and Facebook. 1/3 of the voters did not know about it. 17% of them would have voted for Trump if they had known about it. That's 6 points right there. That's the election. So, you know, this is important information for democracy. And granted, it will end up being an echo chamber, I'm sure, right? Because most of the audience will be his supportors anyway. But I think he needs a medium.
An echo chamber? Could it actually be a dangerous place?
Yes, I think it could, in the sense that, you know, it's if you're not reaching another audience. And I don't mean dangerous like, you know, violence dangerous. I just mean it's dangerous that there is no medium where there's some intelligent discussion about an issue. I don't know that this would be a perfect medium for bringing, you know, fair and balanced conversation.
Are you talking about Twitter and Facebook there? What channels are you talking about?
Well, Trump's new channel. So I think that, you know, that, again, having an audience that already supports you, I'm not sure how helpful that is. It would be fantastic if it reached a more broad audience like Twitter does. It might, yeah.
But does Twitter or Facebook reach a broader audience? Because, right, we just follow people. We tend to follow people that we agree with.
Sure.
And really, they're platforms that are echo. This is a big echo chamber with Donald Trump saying what he wants on it and all his followers. But really, on Twitter and on Facebook and all the others, right, we tend to follow people who we want to hear from, and then they're an echo chamber within themselves, right?
That's true. And I think there's some interesting stats even on Twitter. I mean, we all use it, of course, but you know, if 80% of the tweets were coming from 10% of the users, and 80% of those people were Democrats in the U.S., so it's obviously a left-leaning platform, not by design necessarily, but just by the people that use it, and that's okay. But I think it's important that there is no censorship, and that's really troubling. I mean, and it wasn't just the Hunter Biden thing. If you look at the Atlantic article, the Charlottesville hoax, the Russia collusion hoax, there's many things that were supported by social media and the corporate media in the U.S., and yet so many things that were ignored or censored by them too. So I think there is some troubling trends there.
But the sort of the media in America and even here in the UK had a fairly exhausting time when Donald Trump was president, because he often said things, he would declare things as fake news, but he also would deliver fake news all of the time.
Yeah.
If he has a social media platform, is there going to be any kind of rules about what you can say, what you can't say? Is there going to be any sort of fact-checking process that takes place?
It's a great question,
Or can
Rosie.
anyone say anything on it?
Yeah, I don't know. And it'll be interesting to see. But I think we look back at those 4, really 5 years with the campaign, and, he was definitely had a habit of hyperbole at the very least. Great for the media business. There was always something to wake up to here in the UK that happened overnight. But I also think that, there needs to be some fairness. And if there's fact checkers, great. But let's be fair about even the fact checking. Don't accept unnamed sources that haven't been verified. That happens so much. And I don't think that I think it would be really tough to argue that the corporate media in the U.S. were anything but activists or really campaign activists for Biden and for the Democrats.
Do you think Joe Biden's been scrutinised enough,
Not
as much
at all.
as Donald Trump was, either here or in the US?
No, not at all. It's amazing how little scrutiny there is. I mean, even the Hunter Biden scandals have been validated. I think the media finally came clean and admitted that those were legitimate revelations. But even that is very, very uncovered. And Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer are actually complaining that the media hasn't done a good enough job selling the social infrastructure plan, which is, again, that's kind of odd. I don't think you'd hear that very much in the past, that they depend on the media to do their bidding.
And just very quickly, do you expect Trump to run in 2024? I
think so, yeah. It just seems that every indicator suggests that. I don't think that, and I don't doubt that if anyone could be successful at launching this new media platform, it would be him.
Yeah.
Doesn't guarantee its success, but I think he's setting up to run, and that's why he's doing it.
I'm sure he would say it's going to be the greatest thing ever.
Of
knowing
course.
him. Really good to talk to you,
Of course he
Greg.
would. Great to be here. Thank you both.
Greg Swenson.